when you come out onto the overworld, so the way the overworld movement works is that normally you have to stutter step across it in order to avoid encounters. I'll talk about that in a moment. But for this one in particular, when you spawn in, you'll notice that it says Mist Continent on the screen. Oh, actually, we should talk about this one first. Hang on, let me reload this bit. Okay, so the Moogle guy comes in. So when he starts the ATE, the way that I manage this is that I mash until I see the first 2 text boxes go. And then on the third one, I deliberately clear it, press up, and then press X. You can press circle to take yourself down to the bottom. I prefer to use 2 hands for my inputs rather than 1 managing it all. It's up to you, but both up or circle will take you to the bottom instantly. It's always 3 text boxes before you have to press up when you get in there as well. So while we're proceeding over this overworld in particular, while it says Mist Continent, I'm going to run south and spin my camera to the right and then try and turn to the right and head towards the ice cavern. You'll need to mash X when you get onto the overworld, so just keep pressing it to get rid of the movement controls. It's also worth noting that if you want to do a safety save, doing it outside ice cavern is the most effective place. Getting to the save point inside of ice cavern is incredibly slow because you have to like defrost a Moogle and watch a cutscene and stuff. Okay, no save state. So if you didn't get nobles and you're a bit strapped for cash, there is a chest on the left here that's got a tent in it. You can go for it if you like. If you get a bad ice pattern, you can go for it to not waste the time waiting for the ice. But I'm going to try and think about how I'm going to explain this a bit better. So you don't stand in the mist. The mist will give you random encounters, and they're not good. Especially if you don't have the iron sword like we don't. But if you notice that the ice patterns are really bad, you can kind of get the chest as a way to not lose time. But we don't need that one because we picked the one already. But if it's your first run, by all means pick it up. It will make one of the encounters later on a bit easier. So if you get random encounters in Ice Cavern, the way that you can turn them into time save later is if you get it before Sealion, you're torn between ideally trying to get Zidane up to level 4 for Sealion. It will make your Sealion fight a lot easier, ideally a lot quicker. Or you want to get Steiner to level 3 in preparation for disc 2, sorry. Either of those it's risks and all that sort of stuff that you will find a wait for personally as you play the game. I personally do things based on whatever ATB I've got. I won't make things happen if my ATBs don't support it. But in this encounter, if I see VV with max ATB, I'm just going to instantly cast Fire All. If I see VV with max ATB along with Dagger, I'll probably end up suiciding Dagger and trying to get flea checks during it while casting Fire All. If I see Steiner with max ATB, I'm just going to send him into attack in order to gain flea checks as well. And if Zidane has max ATB, I'm just going to cure flea. We'll see what we got. Instantly holding flea. And we got the quick flea. Nice. Z actually had full ATB then, so I would have taken the regular flea as well. So on this screen, there's a small vent here. If you can recognize it really quickly, you can slip through if there is no dust. I wouldn't recommend going for it on the first couple runs once again, but going around there gives you like I think 1 extra check or something like that. But this is a pretty low encounter room regardless. Once you've seen what it looks like when there is no mist, you can start considering not going for it. All that sort of stuff. Let's run around. If you took any damage in Ice Cavern, you need to heal. Don't forget to heal. You can use your potions. You should have plenty. If you want to conserve them, just by all means use Dagger's cure ability. In the same way that you target all in combat, when you're using the cure and targeting your party members in your abilities menu, you can press R1 or L1 in order to target all your party members as well. What if you're playing 8 instead? Does this information still help? Erina, Erina, help. How much of this translates to F of 8? No, limit breaks are shit in this game, man. Does it translate to Overwatch? Yes. Just ult everything. You're gonna go to the fire cavern and fight Ifrit. Yeah, good luck. Okay, so Sealion's all about numbers. You only really need to know what sort of numbers he can throw at you at any point. You need to dispatch Black Waltz 1 first. He takes 3 attacks to kill. If you've got the leather wrist on, you can critical. It deals double damage, so you'll be able to hopefully finish him a turn earlier. The maximum amount of damage you can take over one turn from both of them combined, I believe, is 60. As Sealion can roll 36s with his Blizzard, and Black Waltz can roll 24s with his Fire. You will never be able to get in front of Sealion. He will always have the first turn. The RNG you're hoping for here is to get in front of Black Waltz 1. The wings deal least damage. Nice. We've got a nice low roll wing. And we didn't get in front of the Black Waltz, unfortunately. But hopefully we get enough wings and blizzards that we don't need to heal before we kill him. Hey, that's a nice evade. That's going to help our HP. So in this encounter, what you want to try and avoid doing is queuing things when they're not doing anything. Or if you are, do things as quickly as you can. By slowing down their ATB and all that sort of stuff and like delaying their turns, that's how you lose time here. So never be afraid to hold it and see how much damage you're going to receive, etc., to make sure that you're making like proper decisions. So we know that as long as, well, even if we do miss here, if Sealion rolls a 36 and then he hits us with a 24, we'll still have 2 HP left. So we're not actually taking any risk by attacking here. Nice, we didn't miss. So if we see a wing here, which we didn't, we're seeing a blizzard instead. That's going to knock us for 36, take us down to 22. No, never mind. Right. You don't want to take any risks in your first couple runs, and I'm not going to take any risks now. But you can gamble here on him not using Blizzard next turn. If he does, you literally die and you have to start the entire game again. But if you don't want to gamble, just heal. Just heal. The more heals you have to throw, the more time you're going to lose. But just one of those things. So we would have lived, but hindsight's 2020. So we're going to take our first attack on Sealion, and we're going to take note of the roll, 84. That's a really low roll, unfortunately, but it shouldn't matter. So with Sealion, every 2 attacks that you do deal to him, he will push into a new phase. The phase is governed by the little gem on his chest. So when we attack him now, he's going to get pushed into phase 2. I believe the max amount he can roll here is 100. Or maybe just a little bit lower or so. I think as long as you've got 100 HP, you're safe. I've never been fully sure. I'm pretty sure his turn this turn is 100 damage that he deals. Because he will instantly do a Blizzara, and then he will have his turn. It will actually hit you twice. So we are fully within the safe range here. We can afford to attack without too much worry. So do not start queuing attacks. You need to wait and see what he does. So if we get winged here... No, we didn't. So because we're not getting winged, Blizzard can't miss. We may as well heal. So for the next push, we need at least 118 HP. I know this one a bit more specifically because it's a lot higher. So we're going to go ahead. Attack. So we've dealt 3 attacks to him now so far. It's 6 attacks to kill Sealion. If he wings us again, which he did, we're actually above the HP threshold. So we can afford to go and push him into the last phase. This tsunami is probably going to hit for about 60, I think, 70. It's 72. And then if he doesn't wing and a miss. Okay. No, he's still heal. So the reason why you don't just queue an ability on the next one or whatever is because he can still miss you. And if he misses you, then you can save turns. So we would still die to a max roll blizzard. So for the sake of the tutorial, I'm going to heal here. A 36 blizzard is quite unlikely though. I think it's 1 in 9. Yeah, so we would have lived. We'll hit him here, and then one more attack to deal lethal. Another minor optimization on this fight that you can go for is that if you ever notice that your trance is almost full, you can take turns to steal. As long as you're only contributing 1 turn to the steal. I would never steal for more than 1 turn. If my trance was like, you know, on the limit, you could potentially think about going for a steal to try and steal the mithril dagger, which we're not going to cover in this, unfortunately. But know that it almost doubles Zidane's damage. It makes him deal a lot more damage in the next few fights. The strategies do change up quite a bit, so consider that. And it will also hopefully, if you're at the end of the fight, you can just afford to go for regular attacks and it will kill him quickly. But you can finish the fight after I think the second attack. So if you trance as early as hitting as from like the Bizarre turn, you can go ahead and use a free energy and just kill him instantly. But that doesn't happen very often. Okay, so if your Zidane is wounded, you might want to heal. He is the only way that you can get out of these fights. We're getting so many encounters. Cool. I'm going to try and keep a low level Steiner. Back attack. Right. If you're ever back attacked, hold flee. Don't not hold flee. As soon as they start having turns, let go of flee. Pray that you get the quick flee. Nice. Pray that you get the quick flee. In those situations, the one that goes first will always have another turn over Vivi. So there's almost no scenario where you'd want to then wait for Vivi to have his turn in order to have another turn. You're more than likely going to be throwing away even more time save doing that. I wouldn't recommend it. Oh, hell yeah. So as soon as I see them start having turns, like now, I'm going to stop fleeing, but I don't take any more damage than I need to. Okay, no worries. We're out. So the reason why attacking there is not a bad idea is because it gives you a few seconds worth of flee checks while you're going down and queuing flee with Zidane. So we probably wouldn't have got that quick flee if I didn't go for that. And it also means that you don't have to worry about like trying to target Zidane by pressing triangle and things like that. There are a few monsters that we'll talk about when we get to them, which will counter-attack you if you hit them with basic attacks, but they are quite rare.